Special guest here, Joel from Dog Theory.
That's me.
He's an indie game developer. We're going to talk to him about games.
Excellent. Let's talk
Indie
about
games.
games.
Yes, let's talk about games. So, tell me about your games, Joel.
Okay, so my name is Joel Christiansen, Dog Theory Games. I'm an independent game developer from Jacksonville, Texas. So I am not actually located in the Dallas area.
Okay.
I live out in the East Texas area. I've been developing indie games for roughly around 10 years. Have one release game on Steam now, and I'm working
nice.
on like a second title. My game is called StarGirl Super EMMA, and this is the third year showing StarGirl at Let's Play Expo.
Oh, wow.
So I've actually been at Let's Play all 5 years as a
Nice.
exhibitor, and I plan to be here every year. It's,
That's awesome.
I look forward to it all year long. It's fantastic.
It's awesome. By the way, I really like your glasses.
Oh, thank you very much.
So, tell me about the game.
Okay, so StarGirl Super EMMA is a superhero-inspired. It's a retro pixel game. It's at its heart kind of a side-scrolling action fighting game with a few shooting elements in it. It also has like an adventure RPG layer. So the way it works is you adventure around a large world or planet, and you drop into other sub-areas where you can do battles and have different encounters. So it's
nice.
kind of a genre mixing. It's all the way a retro pixel, retro-inspired game going back to the NES, but it's mixes genres in a way that hopefully is fresh and kind of interesting.
That's great. And that's what's really crazy is I play a lot of obviously the new consoles. I have a lot of the old ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Every time I go into the store, I see some new. That retro thing is really. It's not that it's back. It just never went away. Almost. It's almost like people have a love for that retro, the pixels, the 8-bit, and all that stuff. And it's good to see people still developing games in that style, but bringing kind of some new life and some originality to it and everything like that.
I agree absolutely. I think the games that, I could name you 100 games, most of them are NES games. They're all super influential and they're kind of timeless. They have a charm and a timeless quality that I think developers now sort of look back to that very fondly as like games they grew up with. So it really inspires the next independent developers, even AAA. I think it inspires a lot of us to create those same sort of emotions that we loved when we first discovered these games.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Now, you said you could name 100 games. Can you name some games that influence you the most from?
For StarGirl Super EMMA or just in general?
For anything in general, like stuff that like even now you're like that game right there, like.
Oh, so many. I would have to say Battletoads, Mega Man, Rygar, Zelda. I could go on and on and on and on. I really like shooters. I'm big into shoot 'em ups. So Galaga, Centipede. I could go on. I could go on forever. But those games I just never. I'm really into Frogger. I'll go and every time I play Frogger, it's like the first time. I was playing with my brother. I was out in Sacramento with my brother and playing Frogger, and he's like, "Why do you have to get the frog in the little 5 things at the end?" And I'm like, "Are you serious, bro? Like you don't understand that you need to get the lady frog. You need to take her to the safe area." And he's like, "No, I don't understand Frogger." And I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, man. We're how old? We're like in our 40s, right? And you don't know how to play Frogger? Like you may never get it."
Right.
So yeah, I still really, I look around at the arcade, all the people having fun at Let's Play, playing, all the retro games that they loved then, they love now.
Yeah.
And just get inspired to, design new things that have that same feel.
Right. So I know that I'm going to give people a shot at this, and I have shown them this, but as you know, over there are like just
I don't know
rows
how
of
many games.
old school arcade games over
Hundreds of
there
them,
that
yeah.
are just like I have a bit of a story actually myself, and I actually told what do you call it, the Wizard guys about this.
Oh.
So I'm a big gamer. I had Frogger for 2600, and I think I think that's the game that I played the most on 2600 was Frogger, more than like Pac-Man, because I remember the Pac-Man came out, but everybody was really everybody was designing and developing based on the limits that they had back then. 8-bit and. But the Frogger on the 2600 or the Pac-Man, right? It always stayed horizontal. It never went vertical and turned. It always just moved, like all the time because
I remember that. Was it like one color? It was like
one color. Yeah, they couldn't change a whole lot of things, and they couldn't really, because that's as much power as they could pack into that console that was bigger than this laptop, pretty much, And now we have this thing that is light years beyond that, right? So when I think about, when I think back on the games that used to like really influence me, and it's actually over there, and there's a story. I used to go to the arcade. I'd ride my BMX bike,
that sounds
the 80s.
familiar. Yeah.
Ride my
Same
BMX
thing.
bike to the arcade. It was I'm from Oklahoma, so Central Mall. I think the arcade was ambitiously called 2001. Of course, yeah. And so I would go in there, and I would have enough money to play a few games. But the last quarter, I would always save the last quarter for one game. And my goal was, I'm going to put this quarter in this game, and I'm going to play until I get as far as I can, and then that'll be it. So my goal was to eventually finish the game on one quarter.
Awesome.
Right? So every time I go to the arcade, I play whatever this, play that. I remember they updated asteroids one time where the asteroids looked like real asteroids. There was like it's a version that were really cool.
Okay.
And then, all right, here's my last quarter. So one day, I put my last quarter in this game. I'll tell you what the game is.
Okay.
I put my last quarter in this game, and I played, and I beat the game on one quarter, the entire game on one quarter.
Amazing, man. Wow.
I leave, I was just like, whoa, And so I left. I went back the next day on a Sunday. The game was gone. And I was 15 or 16. And then last year, Let's Play Gaming Expo, I was actually set up over there, and I took a break and decided to walk around, and they had the game over there. I hadn't seen that game since I was 15, so 35 years or something like that. I hadn't seen that game, and it was standing up over there. And I remember they wrote about it in Ready Player One, and the game is called Black Tiger.
I love Black Tiger.
Yes.
Oh man, amazing game.
Yes.
I've never finished it.
Yeah, I beat it on one, and it blew my mind that I beat it on one quarter. And I would just keep playing it every day, because you could build up your character. And,
you got to be smart about. You've got to know where the hidden coins are, and you got to be smart about what you buy. So there's this whole economy in Black Tiger. It's deep. It's a deep game for just an action platformer. You meet with the old guy
and buy the armor, and you have to upgrade. And I did it. I got to the last dragon.
Oh, the bosses are ruthless.
Ruthless.
Oh, ridiculous, yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, I stood there after I beat it. I was like, it's over? Like, I was like, and I was blown. I mean, there were people in there, but I didn't have anybody to talk to. I didn't know. I was just like, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah, well, what do you even say after beating Black Tiger? Like, yeah.
And then I was like, whoa, and then I left. And I went back the next day, and it was gone. And I didn't see it again until last year here. I even Instagrammed it. I was like, you guys don't understand what this game means to me.
Oh, man, it's one of my absolute favorite retro games. I really love Black Tiger.
That's such a great game. Do you have any other upright games that you like?
Oh, man, I mean, I could go on forever. If I had to pick a favorite, I mean, I go to Free Play Arcade quite often and play all kinds of games. There's a few that I have to play every time.
Okay.
Frogger would be one. We talked about Frogger. Probably Mario Brothers, not Super, the old Mario Brothers. School, got to play Mario Brothers, and I love that game. I find it a little unusual that you can't stomp the turtles. That's such an iconic move in Super Mario Brothers that you don't have. Like you're not allowed to do that move. Yeah. Let's see, what else? What else do I play that I was really into Crystal Castles for a while with the trackball.
Yeah,
I got really into that.
The little jewel gems.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Yep. Just the music and the way you transport between maps and that stuff was amazing.
And the thing about that game too, and I was talking to them about this, like at the time that game came out, it was like, whoa, like we've really advanced. We were like, this is as good as it's gonna get right here. Like, how could you get better?
Yeah, you thought that every time, right? You're like, it can't possibly get any better.
It can't get any better than this. I'm not kidding. I hooked up a Nintendo 64 last year on my stream and played GoldenEye.
Oh wow!
And I remember when GoldenEye came out. That was it. We're like, we're here. We have arrived. And I was like, how did we play this game? I was trying to snipe somebody, and it was just blobs of square. I couldn't even tell what it was. I'm like, how did we play this? It's just so weird. I think we've kind of gone soft in our eyes and everything. But back then, though, I remember playing Pole Position, which was completely sprites. But I was like, man, that looks like a real Indy car. Like,
exactly.
That looks really like, I thought it was like the best graphics I'd ever seen. You know?
Totally, and to your point, I mean, I think that's part of the charm of the retro games is that it is in your imagination.
Yes.
You're seeing very few pixels. In other words, you're getting very little visual information from the game. and you're filling in the rest of that as like looking at an inkblot test or something.
Yes.
So, you know, I think that's a lot of the reason why those games sort of held their charm over the years, and you remember it so vividly because it was in your head. You were playing that in your head. So.
I think one of the games that I remember most too, if I was to go back to 16, was Secret of Mana. You ever play that?
Yeah,
it was on the Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Another one of those like sort of Zelda-ish type games. And it was the music, and you always, it seems like you always go back to the music, like the music in Tron, you know, when you would play Tron and the music, and I was a big Defender fan.
Defender's a hard game.
Stargate,
yeah, that's a great game.
Man, those were my favorites back, because I was never good at them, but I just loved the graphics and how, and like, even though it moved very fluid for it to be like the lasers and everything, I thought it moved very fluid for it to be a total all sprite game, you know, like 8-bit, you know. But man, we could go on forever.
Yeah, I was going to mention Dig Dug. As far as being good at retro games, it's one that I was super into, and my brother bought the cabinet.
So he says Millipede. Yes, so Millipede was like the upgrade to Centipede. Yes, with the trackball. It was addictive. Good looking out, 5.
Killer, man. Yeah, with Dig Dug, I got the arcade cabinet at my house, and we just trained, like training for a sport.
Yeah.
And I got to where, you know, an hour wasn't enough. My game would last longer than an hour. Then it would last more than like 2 hours.
Right.
Then I got to where I won't put a quarter in it. I'm like, I can't go down that road with Dig Dug. So the cabinet moved on.
Yeah.
I quit playing Dig Dug for a couple, 3 years or whatever, and then I went to the arcade, and I thought, I'm gonna play some Dig Dug. My skills had just gone away. I had nothing. I had none of the edge I had before.
That's what happened to me. I played that game a lot.
So it's a perishable skill, you know.
Yeah, they say if you don't use it, you lose it.
Exactly.
That applies to so many different things.
So yeah, for anybody watching, my Dig Dug all-time high score is probably mid 700,000s, which I felt was pretty good at the time.
Yeah.
Till I looked at the world record, and I was like, no, I'm really not there. So. Average score now, maybe 100,000 on a good day, right? I've lost it all. So,
Well, Joel, thanks so much for
it was a pleasure.
talking with me. I'm going to show your card here one more time.
StarGirl Super EMMA, for anybody who wants to follow the project, there is a Facebook page, StarGirl Super EMMA on Facebook.
Yes.
And the website, dogtheorygames.com.
Yes, Dog Theory, dogtheorygames.com.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you so much, man.
Absolutely,
I really appreciate
my
it. Yeah, awesome, and good luck with everything,
That was
man.
super fun,
right,
man. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Take it easy.